My name is Johnton. I am a student at the University of Nairobi, School of Arts and Design. I'm currently pursuing a degree in interior design, and more to that, I'm an artist. My journey as an artist started way back when I was little, when I was around 3 or 4 years old. That was when I first held a pencil, and that's when I realized that I could draw. When I was in school, I could draw little things, let's say in the back of my book, random things, and my teacher would be really fascinated. And from then on, I have been trying to improve on my art. I have been trying to try something different, and till to date, I can say that I am a really proud artist, since I have seen the journey and I have seen where I have come from, and it has been a really long journey, a really interesting journey, and it has been a journey full of trials and error, full of disappointments, full of joy, full of all those things. And all those things combined has made me the artist that I am today. I draw my inspiration from different artists, some from the olden days, some from the modern day today. And examples of those artists include Leonardo da Vinci, they include Pablo Picasso. And for modern day artists, I draw my inspiration from Wix Mangutha. Despite the fact that I have actually monetized it, which means that I have converted the art to bring me some little income, I believe that I could do better later on in life, and that will be my ultimate goal with art. Art is very fulfilling, and for this far that I have come, I must say that I'm really proud of who I am today. And today I'm here with Edwin Austin, who is the host of Cufiix Weekly Show. And yeah, let's see how the day goes. About this painting, I did this painting for clients who were setting up a restaurant. So she asked me to draw for her something which is appealing to the eye, something which attracts people from a distance. So it's due to that fact that I incorporated those different colors and those different food items which look delicious to the people. So hence this painting. This painting here is one of my best artworks that I have done so far. The reason being, I love vintage cars. I have a thing about vintage cars. And I did it last year during the quarantine period, whereby I discovered that I had a taste in vintage paintings, also vintage car paintings. So it was a really fun project to do, which took me around 2 to 3 days to finish it. Whereby in a day I could averagely take 3 to 4 hours painting the work. So yeah, it was one of my best projects to do, and fun fact, I did it on a denim jacket. So yeah. Apart from painting, I also do digital arts, which mainly involves the use of computer softwares to create artworks. And this is one of the works that I have done among the many of them that I've done. I mostly do them in commissions. When I get clients, they pay me a certain amount and I deliver the work. So the procedure to create this art, I use Adobe Illustrator and combined with Adobe Photoshop. So Adobe Illustrator mainly involves creating the textures and the contours of the work and creating the whole masterpiece together. Adobe Photoshop, I use it for creating backgrounds and other effects in the work. This kind of artwork takes me about 5 hours or so, depending on the quality, depending also on the details that I put. But averagely, it takes me between 5 hours, which is on, let's say, medium quality artwork, and about 2 to 3 days for a highly detailed artwork. And my tools of work include a graphic tablet and a laptop. And I really enjoy this kind of art because I have the freedom to explore the creative world. I have no limits because, let's say, if it's the brushes, I can get them online. If it's, let's say, the paint is available in the softwares. So it really gives me a chance to explore my creative side to the fullest. With regards to the prices of the tools that I use, I must admit that some are quite expensive. Say for example, the graphic tablet. It's a UoN HS610 version and it goes for around 12,000 Kenya shillings. And the laptop as well, you have to acquire a good laptop so that it can facilitate the heavy softwares like Adobe Photoshop and Adobe Illustrator. So that is one of the downside of the kind of art that I do. Of all the paintings that I have done, this over here happens to be my best work, mainly because I did it off-head. I don't know if you get what I mean. The whole concept behind this painting came from my head, and I really enjoyed the process because the inspiration behind this was, how about if we incorporate the vintage lifestyle, let's say the vintage things, with the future. As you can see, this is a floating car which has no wheels. So yeah, that was my inspiration behind this work. When my parents realized that I could draw, which was from a very tender age, they actually have been supporting me all through, with the paints, with the brushes, with literally every art equipment that I needed. So up to this point, they still support me. They encourage me to keep on pushing, and I would really encourage the society, the parents of today and the society at large, to accept art and to encourage the children, not to shun away from art, because art is also a career. It's also a career path which actually pays well, depending on the side or depending on the journey which you want to specialize in. Yeah. Currently, I'm working on a personal project which is a hyper-realistic painting. I'm doing it with a friend of mine who is also an artist. And the end game for this, the goal for this, is to exhibit it in one of the Nairobi exhibition galleries. Yeah, Amusu Sarit Center. Yeah, that's our goal. Yeah, and I have worked with other brands, other notable brands, which include Rubik's Digital, whereby I have created digital art for them. I have created gaming characters for them as well. Yeah, so that is my biggest brand that I have worked with so far. Yeah. With regards to the highest payment that I have received so far, I worked for a publishing company last year, which actually paid me very good money since I was creating illustrations for their book. And the actual amount was 100 and something thousand, I can't quite remember. And that really encouraged me to keep pushing on, because I started illustration last year as well. And the fact that I got that amount of money in a span of less than a year, it really kept me pushing on, yeah, so that I can achieve more and more. So that, I think, is the highest amount that I have received so far. With the little commissions that I get roughly small money which sustains me, but that was the highest payment that I have received. The biggest challenge I face so far is getting the right market. I have the skill, right? Yeah. But getting people to know what I do and to actually appreciate and buy it is another thing. So that is my biggest challenge so far. I struggle with finding clients. And another challenge that I face is the fact that art products ain't cheap. They really ain't cheap. So you find that I may need something, but I don't have the resources at the moment. But that I actually take that as a challenge to work harder and to make more art so that I can sell and buy other new products, the products that I need actually. Yeah. So that is the biggest challenge that I face so far. Yeah. If I was not doing art, I would be coding because I love coding as well. And in 2019, actually, I started the year off with coding for 6 months. Actually, I was learning various languages, but then I took a break from that to focus more on art because in school I'm doing interior design and it's majorly art, you see. So if I was not doing art, I think coding will be it, because later on, let's say after school, I would like to go back and create more apps, create more websites, because coding really has money. And for me, I wouldn't say that money is everything, because I have passion for coding, but money is still a motivator, you see. So yeah. For my social media, you can get me on Instagram, and my handle is Johnton, that is J0HNTON, that is Johnton, to get this and so much more of my works. So yeah, follow me and I'll be waiting for your DMs.